Following a season cut short, Saturday Night Live is officially back in full form. The legendary NBC sketch show returned for season 49 on October 14th, with alum Pete Davidson finally getting his turn as host after his May return was canceled when the show went dark due to the writers' strike. SNL is not impacted by the actors' strike, as it is covered by a different contract than the one being struck. Also returning for the new season is the show's entire cast, with James Austin Johnson and Sarah Sherman promoted from featured players to repertory players, joined by newcomer Chloe Troast. Who else is taking the helm at Studio 8H this season? Read on to see who's hosting each new episode and who they'll be introducing as musical guest. November 18, 2023. Host Jason Momoa with musical guest Tate McRae. Aquaman star Jason Momoa returns as SNL host for the first time since making a splash in his 2018 debut, marking his first time back on the show at all since a cameo in 2020. Momoa will front the November 18th episode, joined by singer Tate McRae in her SNL musical guest debut. November 11, 2023. Host Timothée Chalamet with musical guest Boygenius. Timothée Chalamet returned for a second hosting stint on November 11th, following his December 12, 2020 SNL debut. Just days before the live show, the end of the 118-day SAG-AFTRA strike was announced, meaning the actor was free to finally call his upcoming film Wonka by its name, although, sadly, we were not treated to another appearance by Bowen Yang's proud Gay Oompa Loompa. The Dune star was joined by indie trio Boygenius, made up of Lucy Dacus, Julien Baker, and Phoebe Bridgers, who rocked out and also joined in the fun, showing off their red undies alongside Chalamet as they all played fever dream versions of Australian pop star Troye Sivan. November 4, 2023, Dark Week. There will be no SNL this week as everyone recovers from a Halloween candy coma, but a rerun of Davidson's season 49 premiere episode will be shown. October 28, 2023. Host Nate Bargatze with musical guest Foo Fighters. Stand-up comic Nate Bargatze stepped up to the plate to host the SNL Halloween episode on October 28. With 4.9 million viewers, the live episode was the most watched since the December 10, 2022 installment hosted by Steve Martin and Martin Short, per NBC. Bargatze was joined by Foo Fighters in the band's 9th appearance as musical guest and their first televised appearance since the death of drummer Taylor Hawkins. The episode also included cameos from Christopher Walken and Padma Lakshmi, as well as a special tribute to former host Matthew Perry, just hours after his death was announced. Host and musical guest Bad Bunny. The first SNL double-duty host and musical guest of the season, Bad Bunny joined an elite group of multi-hyphenates who have served both roles on the show. Two stars who have previously done the same, Mick Jagger and Lady Gaga, made surprises appearances on October 21st episode. The always delightful Pedro Pascal also stopped by to lend a hand during the monologue and revive his overprotective mom character. October 14, 2023. Host Pete Davidson with musical guest Ice Spice. SNL's former resident young person returned to Studio 8H to usher in the show's latest era, while also making light of everything he's been up to since he left the show in 2022. The episode started on a more somber note as Davidson addressed the violence in Israel and Gaza in an emotional solo cold open. But the biggest surprise of the night came in the form of separate appearances by Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The NFL star popped up in a sketch about the pair's rumored romance, while Swift was on hand to introduce the night's musical guest, rapper and Dunkin' enthusiast Ice Spice.